What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be learning about support and resistance lines and how to draw them on our chart. So before we get started, I want you to head on over and smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. So what is support and resistance? We're going to use AMC's chart as an example, but your support is going to be um, an area in that stock's price. And when I say area, it's not going to be an exact number. It could be within a dollar, but it's going to be an area in that price where it does not want to go any lower. It will bounce off of this price multiple times. So a good example is right in here. If we go over here, you can see that the price on the bottom bounced off of it multiple times. So we're going to draw a support line right here. Um, so we'll go up here and we will click this and we will draw a line right about in there. It's a good area. So now it's just an area too. It could be, up in there as well from 912 to the even to the 830 area. But just so you get an idea. And then our area of resistance is going to be up here. You can see that right in here, it bounced off it multiple times, as well as over here. So we're going to draw a line of resistance where the price does not want to go any higher. Okay. All right. So now it's June and it has broken out. Now it hasn't been any higher than 20 as of June here. And you could see it back there if I went back, but we're not going to right now. Um, but so it had broken out and it has never seen highs like this. So now it's going to have to pull back and find a new area of support. Okay. So it looks like if you look in here, it bounced off it, a couple times, but it came back up. It takes a while to find support once it or a new areas of support and resistance once it breaks out. So we could say that an area of um, support is up and around here. So we'll just draw a line for now, right around and there. Okay. So now the price has dropped below it, so it didn't like that. And they're pushing the price down even more. You could see previously that there was a bit of resistance right in there, excuse me. So let's just draw a line in there for now. All right. And seeing now that it has broken out, let's just get rid of these lines so it doesn't confuse you. But from now on, the rest of our lines will keep, and you'll see why later. So it is coming down here. There is an area of resistance. So you can see here that area of resistance is now support for a little while. Let's see, for at least a good from 722, to about a good week. It was support. So it's not really long enough. But you can see that there was resistance and there was some resistance of pushing it down, even further. So you call that support. But now it has broken that, and it has found a nice area of support down here. So we'll get rid of this line. We'll just move it, excuse me, we'll just move it down, actually right in there. We'll draw, because I said it was an area, not an exact price. So we'll go from like somewhere in there. This little area is going to be our new area of support. Okay. And usually when you break an area of resistance, that resistance is going to now become support. So anytime you break a line of resistance, most likely it will come back down and test that old line of resistance, which will now become an area of support. So hopefully you're sticking with me here. So now we have our area of support here. And as you can see, since we hit this area of support, we have hit a line of resistance somewhere, I would say, about in this area. Remember, it's never exact. So we could even say from this area, we could say from this area to that area, okay? That's going to be resistance where it's hard to break through. And we do still have our old line of support over here, which is going to become resistance here, okay? So you're going to have multiple areas and values of support and resistance. That's why it's good to go back and look. So if we go over here now, you can see that it has found an area of support. Like I said, it has come back up and it has tested here. It's tested all these areas before coming back down. Okay. Um, for a little while, it did find, zoom back out, it found an area of support here for a little while. Not long, but so we'll draw a line there. Okay, and then we also have a new area of resistance in there. You can see it bounces off this line here multiple times. We'll draw a line there. Okay, and seeing as we're down in this area and we haven't broken this resistance, for now, let's get rid of these lines. Okay, so now we have a new area. It's a big area, but we have a new area. So it has came down now. Has tested this multiple times. Did not want to break through. So now it's going to most likely come back down and test this area of support. It is now broken through, and it has also came down and tested this area and has broken through. But you can see our multiple areas of support that we drew from back here. They are now coming up and testing those. You can see these two candles here have tested this line. It's struggling this line. It almost even tested this line before pushing back down. So now we have a new line of resistance. We are below our line of support. So we can just go ahead for now, get rid of these lines, and our new area of resistance is going to be a line there. And our more recent line of resistance is, somewhere in that same area that we had our line already. And as you can see, we had tried to come back up and push through that line of previous support many times, just could not do it. So it went down even more. So we have to find a new area of support. And it looks like there was a good area of support right in here. So we'll go ahead and draw a line there. Okay. And it has broken through and wanted to find a new area of support. So this is going to be our new area of support. And it's an area, not an exact number. So now you can see our old line of support is now resistance, where the price has come up and tested this line multiple times, but has failed and has come back down and bounced off our support line. Even down here, support line. Okay, and has come back up, has tested and pushed through this this line of resistance. I'm sorry. So it's pushed through that line of resistance now, and it's coming up and it's even testing these lines of resistance from previously, back in December here. So most likely it will come back down and test this line of previous resistance, which should now become support. So we could get rid of these lines. And we could say that now this line should be our support line for the next upcoming weeks, or until this thing squeezes. It will squeeze eventually, but that's not the point. We're just trying to learn our support and resistance lines here. So for now, we'd have a good area of support here, um, and you know it's a big area where there hasn't been any um, support or resistance, except for you could say that there would be a bit of support here where it bounced off multiple times. Um, I mean, you could draw a line in there. It could even, come back down, bounce off this support line, and come up, and this could be, a line of resistance since it's broken through. So it could come back up and test that 2690 area. But these are just, they're not an exact science. It's just an area for you to watch. It'll help you determine more, excuse me, with your indicators of where it's best to time your entry and your exit. So that is your support resistance line. I will delete all these and then we'll use the same chart, and I'm going to show you trend lines. So we'll do that right now. All right, so I got all my lines deleted, and now we're going to do trend lines. So we'll go up here. You'll click that. It'll be on trend line, and we'll just click in here somewhere. And I'm going to actually move this right into there. And that is going to be our trend line. And as you can see, our price has come up and bounced off of this line multiple times, and here has broken through. So you could also do downward trend lines too. So we could click here. I'd click there and there. It's not exact. It could even be something like that. And it will bounce, over them or under them. I mean, you move that down a little bit too. But you get the idea. It will bounce off these lines multiple times. It could even be like that, and it just didn't here. Can break through here a little bit. So you can draw your trend lines however you want. Everybody draws them differently, but you get the concept, the idea of it. And usually when they break the trend line, it's a good indication that there's going to be a trend reversal. So using this, your trend lines, your lines of support and resistance, that's all going to help you to determine your indicators. It's all going to help you to determine where that price is going. So now if we go back over here, we got our trend lines. And like I said, some people do them differently. I do them differently. So we have an area of support here, like I said, from there. And then we have our line of resistance, which now is support. I'm sorry. So let's get rid of that one. Sorry. So now that is our support. See now if it would to break this line, which should be support now, if it would break this line of support, it could very well, let's zoom out here for a minute, and we'll just, draw this trend line a little bit longer. It's possible if it did break through here, it's possible that I could come back down, and bounce off this line. Will it? I highly, highly doubt it. But just to get an idea, those are your lines of your trend lines. So you can see here that it has broken it. And I've also seen it too where, it's broken a trend line, and it'll come back down and even also bounce off of that trend line, and can continue to go up. I've seen it happen. So it's important to draw these lines in helping you to determine where you want to enter and exit a position, as well with your indicators and such like that. So that's your trend and resistance lines, your support resistance. Hopefully you learned something. Let me know in the comments below if you have, if you haven't. But so that's all I got in today's video. and join me next time.